Hey Hams, this is Kevin, AD0IM. I'm down here at K-7392, just south of Lewisburg, Kansas. It's on the eastern edge of the state, just south of Kansas City. Pardon me. And I just finished putting my antenna up for the day, and it's a chameleon. It's the end-fed sloper that's pretty popular these days. So there's where the the antenna terminates at the ground. I use one of these kind of springy looking fishing pole holders to stick it out of the ground so I and others can see it. I was looking for an orange one. Couldn't find one at the time that I bought this, but I think I'm going to take some orange ribbon or something and put it on there, and maybe put some on the wire too, so the wire is a little more visible. But so this is if you know the chameleon end-fed half wave, you know it's about a 63 or 66 foot wire going up to a feed point that I've got mounted at the top of my spider beam mast, which I think that looks like about 20-25 feet, which is kind of the minimum height that Chameleon recommends for this implementation. So I've got that done, and I've got the mast lashed to a tree here. So it's autumn now, and all the leaves have fallen, and so it was kind of easy to get it up there. The antenna wire did get a little tangled up, but I was able to kind of get it free just by jiggling it around a little bit. But so here's how I've got the mast fastened to this little tree here. So that worked out pretty good. It took me about 10 minutes to get the thing up, coax and all. So pretty good deal. So look at on the air here, and I'll let you know how it goes later. So I just turned the radio off, and I made 104 contacts today in about an hour and a half, about split 50-50 between 20 meters and 40 meters, which is why this end-fed is so neat. Signal reports were good, but I recognize that, you know, some people are nicer. Some people give you nice signal reports just to be polite. So I kind of take those with a grain of salt. But yeah, it went really well today. Hour and a half, 104 contacts, about split between 20 and 40, and one contact on 17 meters of park to park. So it was a good effort today. And just to walk you through my setup here, I've got an FT891 over here on the right. I've got an iPad Pro with a little Bluetooth keyboard, and then I've got the PowerWorks box that has the 20 amp hour BioNO battery in it, and all of that together fits in about 3 bags, one for the antenna, one for the battery, and then the backpack over here for everything else. So it's a pretty easy setup, and along with the mast and the antenna, you know, it's a pretty easy trip out here to do this kind of stuff. This park I'm at, as I said earlier, is just south of Kansas City. It's kind of my home park. If you look up my profile on Parks on the Air, if you have an account out there, you'll see I've been out here. This is probably my 8th trip, so I think I'm probably close to 400 contacts out here. I'm kind of working on my kilo over here at this park, but have a lot of fun out here. It's a quiet little place. Give you a little view of it here. There's just a few camping spots here, of which one is occupied here for the weekend, it looks like. But it's mostly a fishing lake, and it's a pretty popular destination for fishermen of all kinds. So I like coming down here, and there's a lot of ground for antennas. So if you want to come out here and put up a big long wire, even, you know, an 80 meter end fed, or a big giant fan dipole with a whole bunch of elements coming off of it, you know, there's plenty of room to play antenna out here, even when all the camping spots are occupied. So this is the end-fed sloper from Chameleon that I used today on my deployment. And I learned something, and I kind of run into this before, but it was pretty manageable. But I learned today that you've really got to be careful when you put this thing in a tree. I mean, the antenna's fine, it's still in one piece. But if you use the inline choke that Chameleon sells, it's not included with the antenna. But if you use the choke, and then you plug your coax into this, and then you put the business end of this antenna up into the tree, you got about 58 ways for this thing to get tangled up in that tree, bringing it down. Now, if you look at the tree that I used, you know, this is not a East Coast or Upper Midwest pine tree. This is just a typical tree that you find in Kansas. I'm not an arborist. I don't know what kind of tree it is. But look at all those tiny little branches sticking off of each branch. It's just, there's just a million places for these kinds of antennas to get hung up on. It took me a good 10-15 minutes to get this antenna out of that tree because the balun and the feed point were up in the tree. Now I've noticed that Gil, the radio prepper, he hangs this antenna up in a way that the end of the wire is at the top of his slope, and he has the feed point. You know, this business here, he keeps that at the bottom end of the feed point. I may try that next time just to reduce the hazards of hanging this thing up. Other than that, I may have to bring my spider beam mast out that has the carabiners on it, so that I can guy it in a vertical position, so that I'm not even messing with trees. But hi, it's Kevin. I'm back in the shack now. I've finished uploading my logs from today's activation, both the logbook of the world and to the Parks on the Air coordinator for my region. And I just wanted to put an end to the video. The way the video ended up today, there was no real ending to it, so thought I'd record a quick little thanks for watching bit and let you guys all know that all in all, I did enjoy the deployment today. The bit, I probably get a little melodramatic about the antenna, the issues I had taking the antenna down, but it did get tangled up there pretty good, and it took me quite a little while to get it down. So it's just, as I may say in the video, it's just something I want to share. The antenna's great, works great. I don't have any issues with its performance. I've just got to get a little better at deploying it. So I'll work on that, and we'll see you guys on the next video. My name's Kevin. My call sign's Alpha Delta Zero India Mike, and I'm the Big Stupid Ham. Bye-bye.